After being canceled because of the pandemic in 2021, the Black Archives Hall of Fame induction comes back this year. It'll be Thursday night. Two new members will be joining the Hall of Fame at the St. Joseph Museums. Icy Bullock and James Dodd will be the lucky honorees, both of them serving in several roles around the community. They've been with the NAACP, the Bartlett Center, Bullock Funeral Home. The museum director thrilled to bring back the ceremony and honor the Black community after a difficult 2 years of COVID.
This time last year, I do remember standing up here in the Hall of Fame and just reflecting on how many people that we had lost in the Black community. Would definitely need to take a moment to reflect on that this year as we move forward with this celebration. We're glad that we're able to get back together. Of course, we'll be being pretty safe still, but yeah, it's nice to be able to return in person.
Again, the ceremony tomorrow. It'll start at 5 o'clock at the St. Joseph Museums. The event free to the public and everyone welcome to attend. Still ahead on KQT News at 6, White House officials saying a full-scale Russian invasion is imminent as the U.S. puts more sanctions in place against Russia. And the Secretary of Defense approving a request for hundreds of National Guardsmen and women to aid Washington ahead of the arrival of at least 3 trucker convoys.
Now we've got another chance for some snow in the forecast. Talk about that in a few minutes. First, here's your almanac. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
New U.S. sanctions against Russia, hitting their banks, their government, and elite Russians. And more could be on the way. A full-scale Russian invasion into Ukraine is imminent, according to Ukrainian, American, and Western officials. For the first time, the U.S. fully sanctioning 2 Russian financial institutions. Russia's been barred from raising money from the West. The U.S. taking it further to cripple the flow of money to President Vladimir Putin by going after members of his inner circle and their families. World leaders actively assessing whether these sanctions will be enough to deter Putin.
Put on notice the oligarchy in Russia that no one is safe.
I think we should still try to deter, but we also should not assume it will work.
Country already paying a hefty price. This week alone, more than $25 billion has been wiped off the value of Russian stocks, and the Russian ruble has fallen to near record lows against the dollar. The West reserving some of its toughest sanctions should Russia proceed to a full-scale invasion. The so-called nuclear option would remove Russia from a key global transaction ledger, making it difficult for banks to send money in or out of the country. Now to Washington, where officials there preparing for potential traffic gridlock with some trucker protests expected to begin. A group of truckers, similar to those who shut down border crossings between the U.S. and Canada recently, are protesting vaccine mandates and other COVID restrictions. ABC's Rena Roy with the latest.
The nation's capital on high alert with a series of trucker convoys heading to the Washington, D.C. area starting Wednesday to make their voices heard, protesting COVID-19 restrictions.
I mean, what we're looking for is to end the declaration of emergency, the emergency declaration, to end the mandates on the vaccine and the mask mandates. It's about having the choice.
The first group arriving from Scranton, Pennsylvania, thousands of other truckers expected to make their way from places like Washington State and California in the coming days.
Shut the interstate systems down around the country, and we literally teach them who you're going to arrest.
Demonstrators planning to potentially disrupt traffic. 700 National Guard troops could be deployed, and D.C. police beefing up patrols. Protests are expected to continue through early March, before and after President Biden's first State of the Union address on March 1st. This just days after similar protests in Canada, when border crossings to the U.S. were shut down, truckers blocking crucial trade routes for days, police moving in to tow vehicles and arrest defiant protesters. And back to D.C. After what happened with the January 6th Capitol riot, officials are really taking no chances, but they stress the National Guard troops will be conducting traffic control, not carrying guns or arresting people. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Live look for you outside. Another cold night ahead for us, it sounds like. Mike and his full forecast coming up after the break and after your almanac. We started at 1 degree this morning. We'll be right back.
Now, your KQ2 Local Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mike Braciano.
We have jumped right back in the deep freeze, Mike.
Yes, we have, Alan. You were mentioning that early this morning. It was Cold, and you even spelled the word out for me. C-O-L-D.
It was, I think,
Yes.
said 1 on the almanac there for the low, and I think the
Yes.
wind chill was about 15 below.
Yeah, it was very, very cold, and I can imagine your car starting in the morning. Well, I forgot the limo picked you up. So
No,
you're
no.
okay with that. Nice warm.
Well, the tough thing with those electric ones, you turn them on and the engine doesn't, you don't hear anything
Yeah.
right away, so you wonder if it's even on.
Oh, you hear mine. Mine goes
Diesel, right?
Diesel, yeah. That's,
Got a Ram
that's
truck?
No, I don't. No, my moped. You got to push that button and then push down on there.
Okay.
And then it goes. So I'm.
Do you
hoping
wear a
that's-
helmet
Of
when you come
course,
in?
of course.
Okay.
You have to wear a helmet and gloves too. Oh yes,
Get the whole look.
I do. You got that's for safety. You have to wear that helmet.
Watch for Mike on Mitchell.
Be careful. He even makes the noise. Perfect.
did.
He even makes the noise.
I did. I didn't mean
Yes.
to. It just kind of happened. Sorry.
I don't know if we want to hear it again or not.
We're done.
Okay, we're done. Let's move on. 20 the high, 1 the low, 46 and 24 the normal, 71 the record back in 1918, 5 below the record low in 1910. Okay, outside it's 19. Boy, there's a lot of 19s. I think we'll drop down to 9 for tonight. 21 up in Savannah, 22 in Union Star, 22 in Clarksdale, 21 in Cameron. We're looking at 21 right now in Gentry as well as Bethany and Ridgeway. So generally we're in the 20s around the area, and temperatures will again be on the cold side. Now tomorrow throughout much of the area we'll have clouds and some snow chances, especially in the morning hours as that next disturbance starts to come at us. This is the one that moved through Springfield today, caused a little bit of some issue down there, now moving through St. Louis and up through the Ohio Valley. Our next disturbance is right down there, and that's the one that's going to be coming in as we head towards tomorrow morning. Look at all that. See the pink and the blue? That's the snow. That's the freezing rain down near Little Rock, just to the south of St. Louis, heading into portions of Kentucky. So they've really got a mess going on down there. Nothing like that for us. The air is so cold over the top of us that if we see the moisture tomorrow, it will be in the form of some snow. There you can see towards the early morning hours, our snow chances will start to increase. Then the whole area lifts to the north and to the east. 9 tonight. Tomorrow will be at 21. The extended forecast, it gets better, Alan. It does. 30 on Friday, 45 on Saturday, 52 on Sunday, 55 on Monday. And then look at that, a week from today, 60 degrees, Alan.
Still seems like a long way away.
I know it does. Well, you'll have the weekend.
Okay, we get through it.
Yes.
All right.
Weekend looks nice.
You got it. All right, thanks, Mike. Still ahead for you. Let's talk some baseball. St. Joe Mustangs 2022 season still months away, but we now do know who's going to be on the team. Details next. And a Lafayette senior wrestler making some cool history. I'll tell you what she is doing next in sports.
They're doing.
I bet there's under 10 minutes.
I forgot my shirt today. Mic check 1 2. Is Colin up there? Okay. Well, yeah, I was gonna have him help me put some full screens in. How much time do I have in the break?
Yeah, I did. I'm screwed. It's going to have to go double overtime.
I have time.
You're on TV more than Viva to Viva.
Yep. Just let me know. No.
It's a good thing that I didn't log out of that. Usually my iNews or EMPS
Just shuts down.
I'm sorry. Are you talking to me, Mike?
I wasn't, no, I'm not going to.
Should have figured it was a
I don't have time.
Yeah, look at that, they
Well.
went 4 corners.
EMPS is a little bit harder to navigate through that than iNews for fast things. The baseball season right around the corner. Well, not for Major League Baseball at this moment at least, but high school will start soon enough, so will college baseball already underway. After that, we get to look forward to the St. Joseph Mustangs this summer. The team announcing today their 2022 roster, 15 returning players, including co-MVP Ike Book, a Lafayette grad, a trio of ball players from Savannah High School, some city ball players from St. Joe Christian and Bishop LeBlond, as well as Ben Buchanan. The season starts on Wednesday, June 1st at Phil Welch Stadium.